Right, now the next one goes in there through the front plate, comes out through there, the back plate. Once again, has a hole in it, so we'll put a little bit of 24 gauge wire in it. That'll hold it in place. I'll slot that down into the, a bit of a bend might help. Slot that down into the hole, bend it down. Then I can use a broad pair of tweezers to bend the first bit up. It's a little bit long. You can see it sticking out there, so I'll snip that off. Now I'll snip the top piece or the bottom piece off. Making sure the top piece, the other end, doesn't drop out. Then, using our broad tweezers again, bend that piece up in the shape of the letter S. And then a pair of pliers. Pull that aside. And pull that down. Then check it to make sure it's clamped in properly. Yes. That's not going anywhere. So it's got both of those in now. Put the wire aside for the minute. Remember, once again, about 24 gauge is sufficient. Any larger than that, it's becoming too strong and becomes a problem for your movement. Well, when you're repairing it, putting it in and out. Now that that's done, we'll put the rack and snail, etc. on later, but initially that's the next piece we'll do. Now, first thing we want is these two pillars. Those two pillars. They just thread in. One goes there. Tighten it down. I'll tighten that with a pair of non-serrated grip pliers in a moment. The other one goes there. Now some flat-jawed pliers. We'll tighten them up a little bit, clockwise. Doesn't take very much. There we have it. Is that going to fit in there or not? That's screwed on the bottom end there, so we'll tighten that in. Once again, we'll tighten it down with our broad nose pliers, hold it in place. Now, remove those. Right, we're now ready to put the hammer lifter on, that piece there. That one there. Right, they're all nice and tight in there. Now put the hammers on. One. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll straighten them up and align them once we've got it all together. Now, we want the lift levers in here, and they go bit hard to see there. They go there. Right. Is that lower? I don't think so. Little bit. Now this piece here goes on, holds everything in the correct perspective too, and get those in. There we go. They're all moving. Good. I'll tighten those down, put some screws on these. And the top of these pillars. On there. And one there. Now we'll tighten those down. Alright. Right, they feel alright. Take that down, see what we've got. The hammers are all bent out of alignment a little bit. We'll straighten them up as we go along. We don't want them touching. Those two there are touching. You can see those two. So we'll bring the outside one out a tiny bit. And that second and the first one are touching also. That one's still touching. And that one. Once we get the front on and start rolling it round, we'll be able to see what's caught and what's not. Still touching. There's about 1 mil between each one of those, except for those two, it's still there. Bent down the other end a bit. Okay. That's down, that's on that. Right, let's put the rest of the front on so we can see what we're doing. Right that up. We'll put the I had one that actually fitted in there and it doesn't look like it wants to. This is obviously a different one. Well, that's all right, that'll fit there. Except we can't fit the... Alright, I'll have to get a different box to put it on to hold it up so we can operate the hammers out the back. Alright, that looks better. We'll be able to have the hammers working once we put the front part on. Now, rack and snail. Actually, before we do that, we'll put the back cock on and the verge. And they're the 2 screws for it. Okay, that's got him. Pendulum leader's in now. We'll put the back cock on, which goes there. Now, special screwdriver. A screw holding screwdriver. Right, I'll put the first one in. A couple of turns is sufficient. And I'll put the other screw in. Lift the back cock up a little bit, slip down. Put him in there. Remove that. Tighten it down a little bit, but not much, with a normal screwdriver. We want to see exactly where that is in relation to the pallets on the escape wheel. If you want to learn how to service, repair and restore 19th and 20th century mechanical clocks, then subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell.
Good morning.